Hey, all you Golden Eagles, you're listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. I'm your Tuesday, Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Barker. We've got a great show coming up with some information about Helen Grant talking about how she came to USM, and Hubie Turlich reporting on the arrival of a new Milan tiger at the Hattiesburg Zoo. But don't touch that dial because our very own Matthew Lee and Bryce Murray will share some things that you don't want to miss. You're listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Research shows that audiences feel positively about businesses that underwrite programming on their community radio station. Research also shows that the audiences are likely to patronize businesses that support community radio programming. The audience also believes that businesses that support community radio care about their community. If you want to build this type of relationship with WUSM's audience, call us at 601-266-4287 to ask about sponsoring programming. It's more than just exposure, it's building a community relationship.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now on for some USM campus news. USM students watch entrepreneurial ideas develop through the hatchery. Innovative entrepreneurial ideas are being hatched on a daily basis at the unique Inspiration Lab within the College of Business and Economic Development at the University of Southern Mississippi. Dubbed the Hatchery, this extraordinary space serves as a hub to help align and connect the wealth of an entrepreneurship-related resources, knowledge, and vision at the university. By facilitating entrepreneurial experiences, the Hatchery helps increase student opportunities to make their skill sets more relevant, dynamic, adaptable, marketable, and consequentially more valuable in today's rapidly changing labor market. No one needs to sell USM senior Tori Faith Jones on the Hatchery benefits. A marketing major from Meridian, Mississippi, Jones has utilized the lab to develop her own business, Tori Faith Creations, while continuing to strategize about other entrepreneurial pursuits. Jones goes on to say, "I could not be more grateful for the Hatchery and how much they have done for me and my fellow entrepreneurs and dream builders. I would say I am there almost once a day, Monday through Friday. It is my favorite spot on campus. The wall of colorful sticky notes and the inspiring, passionate staff ready to help us is a constant reminder that my dreams are attainable." USM Port of Gulfport celebrate Roger F. Wicker Center for Ocean Enterprise with ribbon-cutting ceremony. Federal, state, and local officials stood at the water's edge Friday morning and celebrated the completion of the University of Southern Mississippi's Roger F. Wicker Center for Ocean Enterprise at the Mississippi State Port Authority at Gulfport. The facility will serve as a centerpiece of research and development in the Gulf, creating unique maritime technology environment on the Mississippi coast. Governor Tate Reeves goes on to say, "The Roger F. Wicker Center for Ocean Enterprise is appropriately named and ideally located. This facility will strengthen Mississippi's growing blue economy by charting new pathways for technological innovation from right here in Mississippi. Congratulations to USM on this amazing accomplishment, and I can't wait to see all the good things that will come out of the center." In Hattiesburg news, William Carey kicks off Stepping Up STEM program. In August 2023, the university received a $2.1 million grant from the U.S. Department of Education. Assistant professors and director of education, Dr. Katie Tonor, said the university is hoping to shape the next generation of STEM. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. Tonor goes to say, "We will pay for their tuition, their books, their testing fees, and they will receive a degree in K through 6 math, science, and STEM. While in the program, students will be paired with a mentor in one of 8 school districts while building their teaching skills. They will also be required to work in that district for 2 years after graduating. The university will also be opening a STEM lab next summer. The lab will feature a planetarium as well as 3D printers and will open once again next summer." In heavy Mississippi news, classes canceled at JSU after student killed on campus. Classes at Jackson State University has been suspended Monday after a student was killed late Sunday evening. That student, Jalen Burns, was shot and killed at the University Point apartment complex. According to the university, Burns, who was an industrial technology major from Chicago, was taken to a hospital from campus after the shooting, which occurred around midnight. Both the Jackson Police Department and Capitol Police are assisting in the investigation to apprehend the person of interest. Additional security is on site, and students are urged to carry their JSU ID at all times. In national news, about 2,000 U.S. troops told to prepare for deployment in response to Israel-Hamas war. About 2,000 U.S. troops have been put on prepare to deploy orders for possible support to Israel, according to a defense official. That official goes on to say, the troops are not being sent anywhere yet, nor would they necessarily go to Israel or Gaza. If they were deployed, they would go to a nearby country to be prepared to support Israel in the war against Hamas. Those who received the orders were already on a 96-hour prepared to deploy status, which has now been shortened to 24 hours. Those being deployed would include service members with a variety of capabilities and specialities, including providing medical support and handling explosives. We'll be right back with sports and weather after a word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
People do it everywhere.
In the kitchen,
in the bedroom.
Yes, even the park.
When it comes to your health,
there is no wrong place or time
to get an HIV test.
Knowing your HIV status allows you to live your life
and stay healthy.
So pick a spot.
Make HIV testing a part of your routine.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. And be glad you did.
I'm Jamie Presley.
Jay Ellis.
I'm Ray Santiago. I'm Terrence J.
And I'm acting
against AIDS.
Visit cdc.gov/doing it.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now on for your sports. Men's golf holds 8th place after second day of Fallen Oak Collegiate. Senior Robbie Latter and junior Ryan Dupee each carded a 74 following the second day of the Fallen Oak Collegiate Monday, placing Southern Miss into 8th place. Being placed at the par 71, 7, 487 yard Fallen Oak course by Beau Rivage, most of the 12-team, 72-player field shot higher rounds Monday in this 3-day, 54-hole tournament. Auburn did shoot a 5 under 283 as a team to take first place in the team standings with a 5.65, 6 strokes ahead of the Mississippi State, 571, and 9 strokes ahead of Ole Miss, 574. The Golden Eagles dropped from 4th to 8th after shooting a 13 over 301 to hold a 5.91 after 36 holes. Football plays tonight at South Alabama. The Southern Miss football team plays its first regular season Tuesday night game since 2006 when they traveled to Mobile for a midweek showdown against South Alabama on national television. The game time is set for 6:30 p.m. and can be seen on ESPN2, as well as heard on an affiliate of the Southern Miss Sports Network. The Golden Eagles look to snap a current 5-game losing streak as the two schools meet for this 4th straight season and the second time as Sun Belt Conference opponents. The series began in 2020 on the opening night of the COVID-19 season in Hattiesburg. The Jaguars have won all 3 previous contests in the series. To keep up with all the Golden Eagles sports activities, head on over to southernmiss.com. Now on for your weather. It looks like today will be a bit cooler than usual, with highs in the low 70s and the lows in the high 40s. Humidity is a bit on the higher end today. It's not going to look like we'll be getting any chances of rain today, so it looks like we'll have a relatively calm day today. Up next, we have Helen Grant talking about how she came to USM. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi, and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. Helen Grant began her college career at Berry College in North Georgia. When her coach, Kay James, took a job at Southern Miss, Grant decided to come along for the ride.
Well, I graduated from high school in '76, went to Berry College the '76-'77 year, played for Coach James there, played volleyball when I first got there, and then basketball. We went to the national tournament in volleyball and the national tournament in basketball that year. But Coach James found out about the job here at Southern, that it was open and you know, it was closer to her home. And so she had 3 freshmen on the team at that time, and she asked all 3 of us about coming, but the other 2 just didn't want to go that far away from home. So I said, well, you know, I'll get right over with you. She had to come over and interview and look at the campus and stuff. So I said, all right, I'll go with you. Got here, the minute I walked on the campus, I said, that's where I want to go. I just loved it. I had always wanted to go to a little bit larger school, but not one too big, and this just, it fit the bill.
To hear more, visit MississippiMoments.org or just like us on Facebook. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
That was Helen Grant talking about how she came to USM. Coming up, we've got some special guests that you don't want to miss.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277. And the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
Back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Now please give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to our very own Matthew Lee and Bryce Murray. Hey, how are the both of you doing?
Good. Doing pretty good.
That's great.
Good to be back on the news radio show.
That's great. And for anyone that is tuning into us for our live stream, you may notice that there is one empty seat because, once again, as I said it at the beginning, Matthew Lee, who is our audio engineer, is actually sitting in the other room, and it's such an amazing time to be able to interview him, so that's really exciting. But for anyone who doesn't know the both of you, can you both tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah, you can go first, Matt.
Well, I'm a senior. I'm graduating in December. Sound and recording major, and I'm like the old man on campus, I guess. You know, I'm like twice as old as everybody else, but I figured, you know, I had the spare time and I wanted to do it, so went back to school to get my degree, and I'll be finishing up in December, thankfully.
That's exciting.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm Bryce Murray. I'm his partner in our senior project class. I've known him around campus for a little while, but I am from Minnesota originally. I came down here just to live with my grandparents. A lot of my family's still down here. But I'm a sound and recording major as well. I'm a senior. I'll graduate in May of this year. But yeah, I used to do the newsreader stuff. So if any of you guys out there recognize my voice, which, I mean, you may not, but I don't know how many
I'm sure somebody
people
will.
still listen to it. But
Right.
yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, it was really exciting and was really interesting talking about the differences between whenever you were doing it and then what it is happening now. It's really interesting. Do you have any plans after college for your sound and recording?
I'm not entirely sure. I'm really just waiting to figure it out. Oh my goodness, figure it out.
Yeah.
Right now, I've got like a little home studio and stuff.
Nice.
I kind of diddle around with my own music and stuff like that. I've got like basically everything you could need in a studio just to get by. I'd like to continue upgrading it and stuff, but right now I do a lot of sound at my church and playing in the band at my church. But I feel like I'm called to worship ministry, but I have no idea where I'm going with that.
Right.
And so right now I'm just kind of in this state of waiting for God to reveal where I'm going afterwards. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And Matthew, real quick, did you have any plans after graduation?
Sleep for a solid week.
Absolutely.
It'll be good weather for it in December.
Right.
But we do have a very, very, very exciting event that's coming up. The Hub City Lost Music Festival. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So last year, West Pilgrim, Skyborts, Michael Potts, and Casper, I forget her last name, they put on the exact same festival as their senior project. And we thought it was a really, really cool idea. Last year was sponsored it was on behalf of Southern Pines Animal Shelter.
Right.
And we wanted to push that forward as our senior project this year. And so it was nice because they had kind of laid all of the groundwork.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, it's still like a whole lot of work.
Absolutely.
We're still working on getting sponsors and vendors lined up, and just we're super excited for it. But like I said, it's a charity event for Southern Pines Animal Shelter.
Right.
It'll have plenty of food trucks, plenty of art vendors out there. Southern Pines is going to come out with puppies up for adoption. They
Right.
did last year.
And
it's
kittens
a music,
too, I think.
Yeah,
Aw.
yeah, and kittens. And it's a music festival primarily. So we'll have 5 bands. First off will be Maybe Mansfield from Groove House, which is one of our sponsors, actually. We got connected with them through Matthew and me. We kind of know them from a while ago, but
Yeah.
we were excited to bring them on board and gave them the option of having some of their students perform if they wanted. And so they
Right.
picked Mabry, she's a phenomenal artist. She's great. And then Rosemary Pinella, also, she's really good. I've heard some of her stuff on Spotify. Matt brought her up to me, and she sounds great. She's got a little 3-piece. Mazamoon, which are some students here at USM. They're really
Awesome.
good. They're kind of an alternative
Okay.
indie rock band. Mississippi Shakedown, they're kind of like a folksy rock band. They're real great. We're excited for them to come out. They performed last year. And
Right.
then High Five, which is kind of a... How would you describe High Five, Matt?
Their music, it's a lot of stuff that you would never hear on the radio, but it's all catchy and,
Okay.
and it's really cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's two of our professors here are in the band.
Ooh.
Dr. Thompson plays keys, and Dr. Linden sings and plays harmonica. And
Wow.
he pushes it through this old microphone and an old tube amp, so it's got this really grindy, sound like you would imagine someone sitting on the side of the railroad tracks in the 30s,
I
blowing
love
on this
that.
thing.
Yeah.
I love that. I know that the two of you, or I guess what you did, Bryce, was you initially brought up that this was a previous project, but is there anything about either that project or now that motivates the two of you to continue this festival?
Well, I know Matt's reasoning was he just wanted to throw a party for his senior project.
I
so-
love that.
But I've always, I don't know, I guess I've got a little bit of a big head, but I've always wanted to do something more for the community, especially being like worship and ministry driven. I wanted to
100%.
do something for the benefit of the community.
Right.
And so I thought that was such a great opportunity. And we had another person helping us out with management, but she changed her major. And it's kind of a long story, but
Yeah.
it's totally fine. Like there's no
Right.
shade in that.
Right.
She
100%.
made a very, very good choice. But now I'm a sound and recording major, but I'm taking on the management
Yeah.
for it, and it's been a lot of work, but it's been a lot of stuff that I needed, and so I didn't expect to get that much out of it, but
Yeah.
it's helped a lot with learning the side of management and reaching out to people, how to
Yeah.
create contracts, how to send it out, how to just reach out to people and get them involved,
Right.
So that was super cool, and it goes
Absolutely.
along with helping out the community and leaving something that'll last. We're
100%.
hoping that it'll continue on, and next year students will continue to take it on as
Yeah.
their senior projects. So
Absolutely.
And
really.
we do need some participation from the community. We're still
yeah.
we're still
Right.
seeking sponsors.
Yeah.
Like we've got a couple. Like who are they, Bryce? Coca-Cola.
yeah, we've got Coca-Cola. We reached out to the bottling company. They've been a huge help. They're
Yeah.
creating banners for us and some yard signs
Wow.
for us to put out. That's been an amazing help.
That's fantastic.
American Graphics is gonna help us. They're creating T-shirts for us. They've given us a really, really good trade
Wow.
sponsorship on that. Stokes Distributing Company. They're gonna provide us a truck
Yeah.
with different kegs and beers.
Yeah.
So that's another great reason to come out if you like drinking. Stokes is gonna provide us with some great beer.
Right.
And then lastly is Partners for the Arts. They've been a huge help. They
Right.
haven't yet donated any money, but just Miss Kate Smith has been an amazing, tremendous help with just kind of organizing us, figuring out the social media, how
Right.
to do a lot of things, and she gave us a list of sponsors and things that have
Yeah.
really, really helped as well with all of their contact information, so we don't have to go out and like do all the dirty work
Right.
of like, hey, who's your boss? this guy. Oh, here's their
Right.
email. Like we just have it directly. We don't have to
Yeah.
go through the corporate ladder or anything. So that
Absolutely.
was a huge help.
An entire cat and mouse chase to
Yeah.
try to get
Yeah.
contact with one person.
Yeah, so that was
But-
great.
Yeah, I really enjoy that the two of you are really on this sentiment of like leaving Hattiesburg better than you found it,
Yeah.
and hoping that other people will continue that. And we did talk a little bit about the event, or we talked actually quite a bit about it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do like this little, I guess, individual or more personal aspect of what are the two of you most looking forward to with this event?
You can go first, Matt.
Well, the day of is really the party. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's all the work beforehand is the hard part. The day of, I'll be running sound for the bands, and Bryce
Awesome.
will be doing everything
I'll be
else.
running around
He'll
with
have
my
a
head
much
cut
heavier
off.
load than I will probably. But yeah, I mean, the culmination of everything happening. That's going to be the high point for me. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Just the day of it happening, just seeing all the people coming out, enjoying it, and all of the fellowship that's going to create and stuff like that, and just the ability for people to have a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to put some of the, no, I don't want to say smaller bands, but
Yeah.
initially the festival was about bringing some of the smaller bands in Hattiesburg who might be lost, quote unquote,
Right.
hence the name,
Yeah.
but kind of bringing them to light and giving them an opportunity to kind of showcase their talents and things like that.
Right.
So I'm really excited for that as well, to bring some of the quote unquote lost bands of Hattiesburg up, especially like Mabry and some of the Groove House
Yeah.
students. I mean, that's going to be a great opportunity for them to showcase their talent on a real like festival
Right.
stage. And
Absolutely.
Rosemary as well. I'm really excited for her. And Mazamoon, they've been playing around a little bit,
Right.
but I haven't seen them on like a bigger
Yeah.
scene. And then of course the other two as well. I'm just really excited for them to get some of the limelight.
Yeah.
And
A
they're
great-
all really good.
Oh yeah,
Everybody
they're
needs
all
to come out and
fantastic.
check them out.
Yeah.
A great launch pad opportunity for
Oh
all
yeah.
of them to
Oh yeah.
pivot or else establish themselves and reinforce themselves.
Mhm.
So I know that we were talking a little bit about the music, and you gave us a lot of different sneak peeks.
Yeah.
Like we have on this little pamphlet that they made that there's High Five, Mississippi Shakedown, Mazamoon, Rosemary Panella, and Grove House students. And I do know that at the bottom, you might not be able to give much about this, but if you can, are there any sneak peeks about like what type of food we might expect from this event?
Yeah, we've gotten a few vendors in as far as like contracts and stuff. Twilly Philly is hopefully going to be out there. Underdogs is going to be out there.
Yeah.
We've got a lemonade stand so far. We're still kind of reaching out with them,
Yeah.
trying to figure it out.
Papa
But,
John's.
yeah, Papa
Oh.
John's. Papa John's will be out there. And then the last one is hopefully Mama Red's
Oh.
barbecue. So that'll be really,
Nice.
really good. And then we've got plenty of art vendors. A lot of like typical, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say typical, but like artistic vendors with like
Yeah.
paintings. We've had a lot of people with like paintings and
Yeah.
different crafts that they make reach out to us and stuff like that. I believe we have a barbecue sauce vendor as well. Like they make their own
Ooh.
barbecue sauce and they're going to come out.
That's
I
interesting.
believe. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that we've
The
got.
T-shirt. What is it? Twisted tie dyes. I
Oh
think?
yeah, twisted. No, Trip and Seed tie dye.
Ah,
We've
that's
got
it.
them coming out. Yeah, them
Nice.
too. So yeah, we're really
Okay.
excited.
And with the tie-dye, is that something where they can just like, is this part of the art where they're able to purchase it, or is this something that the attendants can like make something with?
I think it's pre-done
Okay.
tie-dyed shirts.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure if they have materials to do that or not.
Okay.
Yeah, those take a while to set.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Okay. That's really cool. And we already mentioned it a little bit closer towards the beginning, but I'm sure that a lot of our listeners are really like, they heard it and their ears perked up, just like the furry friends that might be joining
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the event. So can you tell us a little bit about the Southern Pines Animal Shelter and what they're doing with the Lost Hub City music?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, so all of the proceeds will go to Southern Pines Animal Shelter. Danny Snell has been a huge help
Yeah.
with getting us out there, making posts about it, and helping us, especially me, kind of guide me with how to manage the social media and
Right.
how to create an event page on Facebook. But other than like helping us that way, they've been a huge help with just kind of providing an inspiration,
Yeah.
because we meet with them every month or so, and we kind of exchange like, yeah, this is what we've done, this is what we're working on, and they're like, yeah, great, heck yeah, let's see what more we can do with some of this stuff. So that's been a huge help. Matt, what would you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, Southern Pines has been really helpful. Like, they've been in touch with us, and oh, sorry, did I do something? Oh. And sorry, guys, I'm trying to do two things at one time here.
It's absolutely okay.
Before we get off, though, I wanted to make a reminder about our social media.
Yeah. I was just about to bring that up. Is there any social media that our listeners can follow and check out for updates?
Yeah. We have a Facebook, which is called Hub City's Lost Music Festival. That's our Facebook. And then our Instagram is at Hub City Lost Music. We also have a GoFundMe page, so if anyone wants to donate directly to Southern Pines Animal Shelter, all of the funds on our GoFundMe will go directly to Southern Pines.
Right.
I believe that's all the Instagrams, or not the Instagrams.
The website.
We also have a website. The website is, well, I don't know how to read a QR code that way, but I don't know how to translate that to you guys. But Matt, what was the website? You know what it is. You created
Hub City Lost Music Festival, I want to say, at wordpress.com.
What he said. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Matthew Lee and Bryce Murray, for coming on today and providing a voice for our Eagles. Make sure to head on to the Town Square Park in downtown Hattiesburg Friday, November 10th from 5 to 9 p.m. to enjoy some nice food, some nice music, maybe adopt a new furry friend for you. And, of course, with their socials, make sure to check out on Facebook, Hub City Lost Music Festival, on Instagram, Hub City Lost Music, and check out Hub City Lost Music Festival at wordpress.com. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Heck yeah, man.
No
Yeah, thank
and
you
if
for
there are
having
any
us.
sponsors out there in the community that would love to take part in this, we're definitely open for some new
100%.
Yeah, or
New
any
sponsors.
vendors, anybody who wants to come out and sell. Vendorship fees are $50 for a food truck and $25 for an art vendor. So they're not crazy
Right,
expensive
right.
or anything. It's more so that we can
Right.
get people out there rather
Absolutely.
than trying to make a profit of it. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
100%. Well, thank you both. Coming up, we've got our very own Huey Turledge reporting on the arrival of a new Milan tiger, Mr. Bunya, at the Hattiesburg Zoo. Check it out.
The Hattiesburg Zoo has a lot of new and exciting things to share with the community. One of these that has the guests in awe is the arrival of their newest family member, Mr. Bunya. The zoo is happy to welcome their very first Malayan tiger to their zoo family. Earlier this year, the zoo was in mourning after the passing of their Samaritan tiger, Mr. Kipling. He passed away due to age-related issues. And although the zoo welcomes a new tiger to their family, they say Kipling will always be remembered and loved. The zoo has been in waiting to find a tiger to join their community, and after communication with the Species Survival Program, they found Mr. Bunya. The animal curator for the Hattiesburg Zoo, Ms. Kristen Moore, shared more on how the zoo goes about housing the animals and how they got Bunya. She stated that they work closely with the Species Survival Program and they reached out when Mr. Kipling was sick. They worked closely with us and other facilities that were needing tigers moved out of a facility for housing purposes, and they found Bunya. Bunya came to the Hattiesburg Zoo from the ABQ Biopark in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where he was a part of a breeding program for endangered species. Due to the fact that there are only about 250 Malayan tigers left, they were trying to repopulate this species. Since he was in the facility that specializes in repopulating and he was unable to breed, the Hattiesburg Zoo stepped up to become his retirement home, as they like to call it. The zoo has high hopes that the guests will love Bunya and learn more about Malayan tigers' characteristics and their habitats by having him come join the community. Bunya arrived at the zoo Thursday, where he was introduced to his new home and is becoming familiar with his new animal care team. Without zoos, a lot of the animals you see endangered would go extinct. And the zoo curator, Ms. Kristen Moore, elaborated that they help protect these endangered species. While views on caging animals in a zoo environment may be negative, their presence on Earth may rely on the preservations that the zoo offers. For more information on the Hattiesburg Zoo and how they help endangered species stay safe, you can follow them on their social media pages or visit their website at www.hattiesburgzoo.com. Stay tuned for more species and events at your local Hattiesburg Zoo. This has been Huey Turledge reporting for SM2.
Thank you, Huey, and thank you for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Huge thanks to our audio engineer, Matthew Lee, and Alina Podletsky, our video producer, for keeping this bird flying. Big shout out to our assistant producer, Huey Turlich, as well as our executive producer, Miss Whitney Howard, our program director, Shania Williams, and our GM, Dr. Wilbur Martin. I'm your Tuesday, Thursday show host, Skylar Angus Parker. Stay golden, Eagles.